Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to part 2 of my camper rebuild mini-series. Part 2 is going to focus primarily on removing the old axle hubs, replacing them with new pre-greased axle hubs. And also I'm going to get into the axle flip too. I might have to cut it into another part in part 3 just to reduce the video length. So let's go ahead and get into it. And I'll see you guys out there. All right, so we're working on the passenger side. This one looks to be leaking a little bit as well, but let's pop it off here. Ugh. That does not look like grease anymore. I guess it's kind of greasy. It's just gross. All right, where's my castle nut? Or my cotter pin here? Where the fuck? Oh, I see what we got here. One of these style castle nuts. Inner bearing and washer. All right, so we're over on the driver's side. Look at that. It's been leaking since it's been sitting here, and I noticed that because my tire on this side was just full of grease and nasty. Okay, so I got to punch out the last bearing on the bottom side and then punch out these races. So here's all the part numbers for the seals, bearings, and races. Once again, this is for a 3,500 pound Dexter axle. Okay guys, it's been a couple of days. I finally have all the parts shipped to me that I need to reverse this axle flip on my Runaway camper. I have a new U-bolt kit. I have a new pre-greased hub and bearing kit. The races are already seated. Everything's ready to go, where all I have to do is just unbox this, put it on the spindle, and kind of repump in some more grease into the Easy Lube axle if I need to. So that'll make my life a lot easier. I also went ahead and I bought new tires for my pre-existing wheels. These are the same wheels that I had before. I just had them sandblasted and powder coated. They're the same size tire, so they're still 205, 75, 15s, but I went with an all-terrain tire, mostly for the visual aspects of it. I mean, on a trailer, you're not really getting a lot of benefit from it. I think I'll have a little bit more tire wear lifetime on it, but that might be the only real benefits. But I think they look pretty damn cool. So we're gonna go ahead and get into installing all this stuff here in the next day or so. But for the rest of this video, I'm gonna show you what the part numbers are for each one of these boxes. That way, if you have a Runaway camper or if you have a Dexter 3,500 pound axle with this specific spindle, make sure you pay attention that it's the same spindle. But hopefully this can help somebody easily identify what part numbers or kit numbers that they need for their specific application. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, go. Get out of here. Get out of here. All right, come here. Let's get some shit done. Let's get these axles done, all right? Let's go, all right, go. All right, so this is the Dexter U-bolt kit. The Dexter 3,500 axles, they're 2 3/8 diameter tubes, but this one specifically is for the axle that's on the Runaway camper. There are some additional part numbers here for the individual parts. The hex nut, the tie plate, and the U-bolt. So I'll show you what this looks like. So you have the tie plate, you have the U-bolts, and then of course you have 8 nuts for this application. So this is the pre-greased trailer hub kit for the 3,500 pound axles with a 5 on 4.5 inch bolt center. This is the part number or kit number that I researched off of Dexter axles. I was able to find this significantly cheaper on Amazon, but you have to be careful and read the description of any of the Amazon ads and parts that you buy from there. This specific kit has the individual part numbers here. For you have a couple of washers, you have the bearings, you have the retainers, you have the grease caps, you have everything that you need to install this on your 3,500 pound Dexter axle. So let's go ahead and open this up and you'll see what's inside the box. So as I said before, it's pretty much a one unit that has everything you need in it. So it has these end caps on either end so that none of the grease will leak out during shipping. So you already have your bolts and everything, your wheel lugs. There's this end cap inside. Everything's pre-greased. So you have the seals, you have the bearings, you have the races and everything that you need already installed. So the seal on the back here with all the grease inside. So you're pretty much good to go. You might have to pump a little bit of extra grease in there just to make sure you're not low on grease. It also comes with different caps and the nuts associated with your lug nuts and your spindle nut. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lug nuts. You have 2 end caps, one for a non-easy lug or non-easy lube and one for an easy lube axle. For the easy lube axle, these little rubber seals or end caps come on top of those. And then you have either a castle nut application or a spindle nut application. And then you have washers and end washers, and then your retainer right here for your spindle nut, not necessarily a castle nut. But if you have a castle nut application, you can use that too.